All right, day 17. So once again, I would recommend just doing a couple warm-up runs on the chess.com vision trainer or lead chess coordinate trainer. And today we're back to just doing some blindfold exercises. So you want to try to answer these questions without looking at a chessboard. And the questions for today are, how can, well, I should say, name all the squares from which a rook on f1 can attack a knight on c6. So name all the squares a rook on f1 can attack a knight on c6. Then the second question is name all the squares a rook on d1 can safely check a king on c8. The third question, name all the squares a rook on e4 can defend a queen on c5. So a rook on e4 defending a queen on c5. And the final question is, name all the squares a rook on b5 can defend a knight on a7. So how can a rook on b5 defend a knight on a7? So just go ahead and pause the video, try to solve those in your head, and then we'll just look at the answers real quickly, and that will be it for day 17. All right, so let's take a quick look at the answers. So the first one, how does a rook on f1 attack a knight on c6? So there's two squares. There is f6 and c1. All right, so the second task was, how can a rook on d1 safely check a king on c8? And so rook to d8 is not an answer because it can't safely check the king from there. So the only answer is rook to c1. All right, the third question was, how can a rook on e4 defend a queen on c5? And so for this question, it was two answers. It was e5 and c4. All right, and for the final question, it was all the squares from which a rook on b5 can defend a knight on a7, and that is two squares. It is a5 and b7. So tomorrow we will start our last 3 days, days 18, 19, and 20, and the exercises will be pretty difficult, so don't get frustrated. We're just going to push ourselves a bit into the finish. So, all right, we'll see you next time.